welcome to another Showcase Your Biz. I am Renee DiVincenzo. I am an administrative strategist. My business is MDR Administrating Services. And I am here today with Leanne Johnston. I am so excited to have Leanne on today. Leanne is from Salt Lake, Utah. I always keep thinking, what did I keep thinking you were from? Ohio? I keep saying that, Ohio. I don't know why I think it's Ohio, but Leanne and I had met in a course group that we were taking together on learning how to launch our businesses with Lydia Martin. And we just connected and got to know one another. And I'm just so excited to be able to know people from different parts of the United States. I mean, it's just amazing. And I've gotten built great relationships like I have with Leanne. And I was so excited that I had asked Leanne if she wanted to share what it is that she does. And when you're part of my private group, which is Simplify Your Business Administration, what I do for my members is I would like to promote you in your business. So if you feel comfortable and you want me to bring you on to the world out there for everybody to see you in social media, love to showcase your biz. And today we have, as I shared, Leanne Johnston. Now, Leanne is a certified health coach. She actually is a certified midlife health coach. So she helps women as they are in their transition going into a different period in our life, which, as they, can be fun in a way, but we try and make it as best as we can. And just a little bit about Leanne, and I'm just going to share some information here because I want to make sure I don't miss it. Let me just get back to Leanne's website so you can check her out while I'm talking. Leanne had worked in the administration and coordination of women's health programs in a health center since 2002. And what she is doing now is she has her own business in helping women when it comes to menopausal symptoms, peri-menopause, and she also helps them to feel better and have a healthier lifestyle. Leanne also, if I think I'm going to have her explain this to me or to us, is stake in the grounds. That is, she wants midlife women to feel more in control of their health so they can show up and be queen in their life. And I love that. Let's be the queen in our lives. So Leanne, I just, again, am excited. Want to know about you. How did you start, thinking about having a business like this and taking your expertise? So please share with us.
I will, Renee. Thank you. But first of all, I just want to say what a gift you are to people like me and others who are part of your group. That generosity to let us share what we are doing, particularly when we're kind of just starting out, to be really visible out there online is a really generous gift. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for being part of the group.
With regard to me, you can probably tell that I wasn't born in Salt Lake City, Utah. I've lived here for 21 years with my family. Sydney, Australia. Grew up actually in Sydney, just north of Sydney, in a place called Newcastle on the coast. So I had this beautiful coastal lifestyle. And then we came to Salt Lake City. My husband got a job with NBC to come and work the Salt Lake City Olympic Games. So we came here, and then through those employees, I also was working in a role at the Salt Lake City Olympics. And then after that, I was asked if I would like by the agency, the employment agency that did all the hiring for that business, also did the hiring for the University of Utah OB-GYN department. And so at the conclusion of the Olympic Games, they said, Leanne, would you like to, there's a temp job up at the university. Would you be interested? And this was 2002, just at the conclusion of the Olympics. And I said, yeah, that sounds great.
So wait, you were at the Olympics in 2002?
Yeah, here in Salt Lake City. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wow. Okay, I just wanted to, okay.
So that's why we came to America, right?
That's why we came to America.
We thought we'd come for 2 years and then we'll go home. but we're still here, still in Salt Lake City. And so I started working up in the OB-GYN department. It was a 10-week job, and I just loved it from the moment I stepped in there. And then they offered me a full-time job, and I got involved in women's health programming. And it was, I just got very lucky. Like, talk about being in the right place at the right time. But I also believe that it's not, I mean, you kind of do create these opportunities for yourself by being the person that you are, you know, and I just connected with the right people. And it's been a gift. And now I'm working, you know, specifically in midlife women's health programming. You know, up there at the University of Utah, we have a new medical director who's come in, and I'm developing the program with her for midlife women's health and menopause program. It's been an area that's been neglected for so long, you know, in the medical health system. And I'm sure most women who are hearing this can relate to that. You know, when we're in our reproductive years, the health system supports us in so many ways because we're, you know, profitable for them. However, midlife is just this sort of time where something may not be wrong. Like, there's not that many procedures. You know, the hospital's not making that much money from you. But it's a very important time considering half of the population is women. And if they have the privilege of getting to the age of 50, 51, 52, they're going to go through menopause. So it was through that, seeing that gap for midlife women, and working in some programs with some community health workers and seeing the value that a peer health coach can offer to a community. That was what really made me decide that I want to be a health coach as well. And so I did that, and I did that quite a few years ago, but like really, and I love where I work still, right? So my business is, you know, I don't like the word side hustle so much because I don't want to do it as a hustle. It feels like a negative word, but it yeah. So
we hustle, you know, hustle, bustle.
Us ladies hustle. So so I've been doing that for a few years now as well, and I really love the idea of digital marketing and courses and being able to offer, you know, programs that aren't necessarily offered in the, you know, your typical medical setting. Because I really do believe that there is, sorry, am I talking too much, Renee?
No, you just keep going. This is fine because I'll be just hopping on in there asking questions or whatever.
Thank you. Because
keep going.
Yeah. What was I going to say? No, you asked me a question. I just lost my train of thought for a second.
Hustle and bustle. We were joking about the hustle. We were joking about the hustle and the bustle. No, it was just really basically how you got into this journey and how. So let me ask you, what was it in what you saw and the importance that, hey, you know what, I just got to get out there and I got to help women, because, you know, I have to be honest with you, when it comes to things like this, there are a lot of times, you know, we're looked upon, you know, when I think about the day, now let's think about this, you know, about midlife stuff that goes on. I always used to wonder why my grandmother never smiled, why my great grandmother never smiled. And they just never understood what was going on. Like today, we've got the knowledge and you know, like, oh, okay, this is what happens, especially like, you know, after you have a baby and all the you know, postpartum syndrome and stuff. I don't know. I couldn't make it back then and there. They probably would put me in a place like, oh my God, what is this person? But now I get it. So what made you see that message that, hey, you know what? I got to help women.
Yeah. Well, you know, largely, you know, based upon what you just said, Renee, like people didn't talk about it. And even though we're in this world of social media and like there are people out there talking about it, menopause, you know, the transition for women.
Right.
But essentially, women still say that they kind of feel invisible. You know, I was at a party and
I love your accent. I was at a party.
You're so sweet. Even with my husky, I've got a cold voice. So
it's okay. I just love your accent.
And I was at a party with these women who were so concerned about how they looked, but very conscious about that, and which is fine. The conversation was about, well, I think they were trying to look a certain way so that men would still find them attractive. You know, they were saying, nobody looks at me anymore when I walk down the street. I feel invisible. People don't listen to me, etc. And that made me feel so sad. And the basis of it, when I boil it all down, like, why am I doing what I want to do? When you're talking about like my stake in the ground, it's like, okay, what is super important? Like, it's not that every woman has to have a health coach or anything, but I want to be surrounded by happy women. Like, it's selfish for my own benefit, right? And women can't be happy if they're feeling crappy and not feeling well. And they can never they've been making decisions and taking care of everybody else, and they, probably aren't making the best decisions for themselves, particularly when they're feeling crappy and lacking energy. And I just believe that women can have the wellness of them is in their own hands, largely. I really believe that they need to be the leader in their healthcare partnership. I would never say you don't need a doctor or anything. By no means, never, never, never. But I believe you need to find a doctor who really believes in and understands and is educated in, has done extra training in midlife women's health, because it really is a different ball game.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it is so true, because even my own experience and what I have been going through this year, that's why I use women doctors more than men, right? And when I was going through a period where, I just thought, my whole hormones, everything was just like, on fire. I went to my gyno, and, when you said about taking care of yourself, I applaud you for that, because it was like myself. I'm like, listen, this menopause thing is just not like working for me. But you know what, too? We gain weight, right? We can't lose that. But you have to find areas to help you. Like here in Florida, I'm in Palm Coast. I went to the Metabolic Research Center. I had all my hormone levels tested. I found out what was off. I got the right supplements, and, the weight is melting off, thank God.
Awesome.
And I'm feeling better. Plus, there are sometimes too, if you need that additional, help with, medication or whatever, don't ever be, embarrassed to take that, right?
Absolutely, 100%. Because, no two women are the same.
No.
No two women on this earth are the same as each other. So, we have different genes, we have different environments, we have different stress levels, we have different abilities to cope with the stress that we have. So it's really, I love giving women a toolkit that can help them to be more resilient in how they might address a stressful situation. And the health coach part, like, I think we all pretty well know what it is to be a healthy person. But then again, maybe I shouldn't be so arrogant to think just because this is an area that I love and I'm always in and I'm listening to everything and reading everything, that everybody should know this. So, that could be not the right, a little arrogant sort of attitude, which I apologize for. However, I think mostly we know that a healthy, balanced diet, good hydrate. But, what is a healthy, balanced diet? There are experts who are just as qualified as each other on opposite ends of the spectrum, telling you one thing and the other. And it's like, oh my God, what are you supposed to believe? So
yes, right. It's just like you're ripping your hair out.
It's like, and I believe everything is an experiment. So if you're listening to somebody, or you want to make sure they're qualified first of all. But it's worth trying something if you are having a symptom or you just want to feel a bit differently. And if you can't relate to them or don't resonate with, maybe it's the attitude, or I'm really not into fads, and I don't want to just fad diets, but all the fads that are out there and all the really expensive equipment that you can get to make a difference here, there, or otherwise.
I think you're so right, because you really have to find what works for you. Like when I was going through this process, it was like the things I used to do that worked didn't work for me now. It's because we're in a different change of life, right? But I think it is so great that you have a support group in your Facebook group, right? And I'm going to post that right now. I have a freebie because you're offering. Now, what is this freebie about?
Okay, so it's about, I'm really getting into the whole thing about, if you want wellness to be in your own hands, and what can you control every day, and it's about the habits that you have, essentially. I don't like to say good or bad, but, that's kind of terms that we all can relate to. There are habits that we know will serve us better and advance our well-being. And there are others that, probably not doing so much for us. So that freebie. So the course that I'm developing, which is where I found you, Renee, and the other lovely ladies in our group, because we're all wanting to, create these courses. And my course is about wellness habits on autopilot. So, and I'm still developing that. So it's called Go to WOW. WOW is an acronym, Wellness Habits on Autopilot.
Right.
So, but a precursor to that is, what's a little small step that sort of, so people can sort of feel what it might be, a hint at what this course might be like.
Right.
So a healthy habit upgrade. I just, I thought of it one day and I thought, like I said before, we all kind of know that we should be eating a balanced diet, having good hydration, sleeping well, etc. The things that will serve everybody, no matter what their stage of life, or stage of health. And so this upgrade, I just decided for midlife women, there are some areas that they really need to be focusing on, and men too, but, I don't work with men. Focusing on protecting your bones and your muscles.
Right.
Super important. You don't want to be getting osteoporosis. You want to be building your bones if you can. If you have osteoporosis, that's a whole other story. You must work with a provider who can, or a trainer who can help you with the right type of exercise and everything.
Right.
And when you protect your bones and your muscles, you're protecting your joints. So, the aches and pains that come with, becoming midlife. I know when you try, like I've just taken up pickleball.
Right.
I love it. So fun. But then I realized, there's some parts of my body haven't worked that much, and that's me for a while. I go, aches and pains. And I know if I help with these muscles.
It's funny that you're talking about the muscles because, oh my God, I got to share this story with you. I'm like,
your stories.
My husband goes to me, oh my God, you have no strength in your lower body. And I'm like, I can't even get into a Jeep. Okay. Never mind those big trucks. I'm like, get me the ladder and I'll crawl in.
Yeah.
Well, I at one time had to go to CVS to get something and I bent down. I kid you not, I couldn't get back up. And I'm like, okay. And now, like how you hold on to the shelves. I'm like, are these things going to come off?
Yeah, you're not going to pull the
I'm
shelves
like,
down.
I'm just going to have product all over me. But I will tell you when it comes to that lower body, and I keep saying, I can walk. I'm strong over here. But I'm like, nah.
There's a lot more to it, right? It's just about being a functional adult.
Yes.
And aging well.
Yes.
Right? So just being aware of that and taking small steps. So it's just a small portion of that freebie. And then there's a couple of other areas, nourishing your gut, because, I really believe that like food is medicine, health really does start in your gut. And there are so many easy ways to help yourself with that. And
Let
then
me ask you. Oh, go ahead. Go with the third.
And the third area that I'm focusing on in that little freebie is about optimizing your detox pathways. So, without saying you've got to do this big detox and, all those things out there that we hear about, and buy these products and then, be on my detox plan. More about just optimizing the detox pathways that we all have, like our urinary system and our, bowels and our, everything else. So, because if you can't eliminate the waste, well, we know how that feels, right?
Well, let me ask you something about that, because, when you were talking about other areas, and my doctor had said to me, do you take probiotics? I'm like, and I'm like, oh my God, if I took probiotics, I would be like, I don't want to do that, but I will tell you, since I have been adding it into my supplements that were given to me, not my supplements, but like my water and like whatever, it actually has helped me. I have been feeling so much better. The bloatingness is gone.
That's amazing.
Sometimes too, you're like, what the heck? You're just like, my God. So what do you feel about probiotics and how do you find that working?
Right. Well, me personally, and I'm not a doctor. Okay. So I'm not a, me personally, I do take probiotics, and I've listened to a lot of people and read, from like the gastroenterologists who are the MDs, maybe not the Instagram influencers. And I do believe that I don't know if you have to take them forever, but I really do believe, like, if you're feeling great when you take them, well, they're working for you. Right.
Right.
So, I mean, they can be expensive. So
Yeah.
that can be a factor as well. But I do believe, like, I had a situation, for example, like, this could be TMI, but I always felt like I've had the constitution of an ox. I could eat anything and, like, nothing ever affected me. I'm so lucky. And then I had, I got this gut bacteria infection in like last year. And this is when I knew you, because I was absent from a few things for a while, and it took me down for 3 weeks. And so I had to go on really strong strains of antibiotics, like two types of antibiotics for 3 weeks. For 2 weeks. But, I was sick for 3 weeks prior to that.
Right.
And so now I'm big time into the probiotics to support my gut. And I was taking them sort of sporadically before.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's super important now to sort of regenerate my poor old microbiome that just got shot to death by strong antibiotics. But I had to have them because it was a really bad infection.
I know. And with that, and you know what the thing is, like, here we're laughing. I mean, for everyone that's on today, I want to say thank you for joining us live. But did you ever think we'd be laughing about menopause? Welcome to the new world of menopause. It's a happy place.
It's a happy place. It is so, like, what's the alternative? Like, if you're going to be misery guts, it's like not going to be a fun life. And then the people around you won't want you to be around them because you're not.
Well, that's it too, because, when I look at women, too, and, you could look at women and as they're, they age gracefully too, women can do that, but I truly believe everything that you're saying. It's how we take care of ourselves, because, when you think about it as women, who are we taking care of? We're taking care of our family, if we're married, or our partners, our husband, and we're the go-to people, right? It's like, go ask mom, or let me go ask my wife. And then meanwhile, you're like, where am I? Who am I?
I know, right? This is with, we have some mutual friends who are experiencing this right now.
Yeah.
But, being that sandwich generation where you're taking care of your kids, and some have grandchildren like yourself.
Yeah.
But also with aging parents, so hard.
It is so hard. I remember, in this, when we have families that go to old school, I mean, especially those that, come over from the other side, like back in the day, when everybody was coming to America, back in the 40s and so forth.
Right.
And I remember when I was in direct sales, in order to help someone else, you have to help yourself. Like when you're on the airplane, the oxygen mask comes down, you have to put it on first, then your children or whoever.
Indeed.
And it was said to me in direct sales that, you have to take care of yourself first before you could take care of others. And I remember saying that to my family, and they're like, what? What do you mean? It's not only about you, but you know what? It is about me, because if I'm not happy, no one's happy, right?
I know, right? That's so true. That's so true. And that just I don't know why this just popped into my head, but I remember, like, when my kids were young, I have 2 girls. They're awesome. They're 25 and 19 now. And but I remember when they were really little, and they'd say, "What do you want for Mother's Day?" And I go,
"Peace and quiet."
I just want to go to a coffee shop by myself, sit with a book,
and
God, not have to do anything for anyone. Witty about that afterwards. I thought, oh my God, it's terrible. But
right?
Kind of true. It was true.
But it is. So, Leanne, how long have you been now in business? When did you start doing what you do?
Well, probably a few years ago, but it's been a little sporadic because of where I'm working up at the university. It's so related to the work that I want to be doing personally.
Right.
I've sort of been doing more for them, like, here we go, women doing more for others than for ourselves. Right. But so it's been a few years. But I love it. It's what I think about every day. It's what.
So if for our women today, or gents who are, who we have on, and again, I just want to post this up for everyone who is watching, because, we have a few visitors here. Let's see. Thank you for the information. I have a blessed and healthy day. Let's see. We have, that's what I always told my kids. I'm not sure who the Facebook user is, but Just put your names in it, because if you didn't give Facebook permission to show your name, it won't. But it's, for Mother's Day. And I'll tell you, sometimes too, it's just like getting away for a day. Just let me go get like a day of beauty. And you know what? I did that for my 60th birthday, whole day. I got my nails done, pedicure, facial, you name it. You need that.
Good for you. But first of all, I just want to say you're 60. What? Right. What?
Who?
You said your 60th birthday?
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, that was last year.
But you're 60, like, shocker.
I'm 60. Yay. But thank you. Yeah.
You're doing something right, Renee. Yeah.
Huh?
You're doing something right.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know what? I'm thinking of me right now. Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
And out of our Facebook, I have Sherry. Sherry is a great friend of mine. Sherry actually does Age Well, Die Well. So she, I'm going to be, speaking with her soon. Yeah, she works with essential oils. She's really a gem. And Cindy was on too from, how do you say that, Cindy? Senasuma, Florida? Where is that? Florida. Is that more down south? Because I'm kind of like in that Palm Coast area.
Such a big state.
Oh, Jean did hop on. Woohoo! Awesome info, ladies. Yay, Jean. You're here. Oh, and Teresa. Hey, Teresa. So glad that you are here joining us. And Teresa is part of the Boss Lady group that I am with. And I think that, I'm saying that right. And got to check that out. But, I want to just ask you before we close, because I can't believe a half an hour has gone by. Hello.
Well, seriously? Oh, my gosh.
When I 3 tips that you could give women in regards to, where they are, what they need to do, what to do to make that change, whatever those tips are, what can we do for we as women to, to say, hey, you know what? If I'm in my 60s, I'm beautiful. I'm gorgeous. And you know what? Do something funky. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm going to probably do some funky things with my hair and stuff. I don't care. Maybe as a cosmetologist, that was shave it up a little bit more. Maybe you'll see me with a little champagne. Who knows? But anyway, what would you suggest to women?
Okay. I think it's really important to have a healthcare provider who you trust and who listens to you. Don't fall through the cracks.
Yes.
Because it's so important to maintain your health and well-being. But you must be the leader in that partnership.
Right.
Okay. So there's a cardiologist that I love to listen to, and he says an educated patient gets the best health care. And I thought that's kind of smart. You go in prepared with what you want to know about, understanding that your symptoms that you're feeling in, maybe in symptoms that you had before, but menopause is just sort of upping the volume on them. It's like pay attention now, ladies. Okay, so I'm getting
pay attention, ladies.
I'm a good healthcare provider. Be curious about what you can do for yourself. Always be curious. I think we've all heard people say that before, but curiosity just sort of stimulates your brain. And you really want to be taking care of your brain. But, be curious and wonder, how the way that you're approaching things, like, are you, the self-talk that you're having with yourself, are you asking yourself terrible questions? Like, maybe you can ask better questions of yourself, instead of, why is this happening to me? Maybe like, I wonder what I can do today to make one little difference, to feel a little bit better.
Yes.
And we've talked about the self-care part. I feel like that's a really overused word, but it's kind of true. And self-care doesn't have to mean having a massage or whatever, as much as we love to do that. But some people can't afford that. But it can just be going and sitting outside for 5 minutes by yourself.
So in your Facebook group, I think I just posted it right now. This is actually a safe area where women can join, right? And and ask the questions that they're wanting for. And what's great about having a Facebook? First of all, like I said, who'd ever think we'd be laughing about menopause? I know, right. But in this group allows women to be themselves, right?
Yeah, and I'd love women to come and sort of have some fun. Like, that was the whole point. Yeah. I feel like it's hard to break that ice, though, of like, it's a vulnerable sort of place for people to be for themselves.
Right.
But this place is a private Facebook group. I'd love people to come and be funny, ask questions, just dump your silly stories. That's what I want to hear about.
For those of you that would love to join Leanne's Facebook group, and you do, please put down how you learned about her. Was it from watching this live today, meeting her in person, or did you happen to, just come across her on Facebook, or did someone refer you to join her group? So I would love for you to check out her Facebook page. Also, I'm going to, again, put up her website. Again, she has a beautiful website with awesome information on there. And don't forget her freebie, which you will be able to get about some of the information that she shared with us today. So, Leanne, you were just a gem. Thank you so much for being on here today. And for those of you that would love for me to showcase your biz, please join my Simple Your Administration my Simple Your Administration Facebook group. Join on there. You'll get to meet a lot of other business owners. You even have the opportunity to ask questions. You can meet women like Leanne and other women and men that are in the group. And also, wanted to share with you that if I can really find it over here as I'm going up and down my thing, you go live, a lot of things happen. Hey, today was pretty good. We didn't have any hiccups, which was like, and now I'm going to really probably like, oh my gosh, I better hurry up and get off here before, we lose electricity. And if that happens, oh my gosh. But if you want to learn a little bit about me, my business again is MGR Administrating Services. I'm an administrative strategist, and here is my website. And if you would, if there's any questions that I can help you with in help simplifying your business, putting strategies in place to help transform how you're thinking about working with your business, please reach out to me. In a little while, and in about 3:30 today, I am going to have my 5-minute live. You're going to have to think of where I am. Finally, I'm going to get there. And next Wednesday, I am going to be talking with my weekly live on the chaos we find in our business. So again, I just want to check to make sure if we have any other information here. That's everything of you. And thank you, Sherry. She said this was great advice and good reminder to just support and sparking the wellness focus information. Everyone, thank you. Next month, we again, on my second Friday of each month, I will be showcasing another business owner. And again, if you want me to showcase your business, come on my Facebook group. I'd love to have you on there. Everybody, make it a great Friday. Leanne, I stay warm in Utah, please. I mean,
no, not today. It's terrible.
I will be in my hot tub. I'll be in my hot tub thinking about you, but I'll send you some warm weather. But everybody, have a great one. This conversation could go on for more, but
I know, right?
We're going to end it. So everybody, take care. Leanne, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Renee. Yeah, you're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.